going on, everybody? I am Jabby Kawai, joined by Achara Kirk.
What's up?
And we are continuing forward with this expletive show, Succession. We are watching episode 7, Tailgate Party. That's what we're watching. If you're watching with us on YouTube, you're seeing a cut-down version of our reaction because we can only show a limited amount of picture-in-picture. If you want to watch the whole thing with us without any cuts or interruptions, head over to our Patreon page or become a member of this channel. You'll get access to the full uncut reaction. You'll just need your own max subscription so you can open up each episode side by side with our reaction. We give you a 3, 2, 1 countdown sync, and it's like you're watching it with 2 of your favorite pals from the internet. If you're watching with us on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, bell icon, notifications. Pretty please wrap this up. Let YouTube know you're enjoying what you're watching. Here we go.
Nice.
Oh, he's trying to win her back? Or what? I don't know what's going on.
Hi. Hey, Tom. You can just put it there.
Okay. So it's election eve. And guess what Father Sexmas has brought you? Why? Hot, fresh polling.
Yeah. Jimenez up by 4. Matson.
What does he want? Is he coming?
No, he doesn't want to swim around my dad's bullshit pre-election, brain-dead, AOL-era legacy media, putrid stuff, mushroom fest.
So this is just a little party prezi for being such a hot piece of ass and such a foxy little minx. You know, we could say to people that we had a little break and then we're back, you know?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Are we though?
Well, we'll see.
Ooh, is that Cartier?
What?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
The Scorpion.
Oh no, okay. That was unexpected.
Who's the Scorpion?
You are.
You, I guess.
She's gonna throw it at your head, bro.
You gotta get to work.
Yeah.
No, you gotta go contribute to the great toxification.
Gotta do my part.
That didn't go well.
That was weird.
Tom is like the king of jokes not landing.
Yeah, it reminds me of you. I'm kidding. I'm just joking. Oh, hey, I was wondering where she was.
Oh, yay.
Sophie doesn't want to go to school. She is freaked out about the election.
What do you mean? What is she okay? What
She's
is
okay. It's just she felt pushed by her a little on the street. But there was a comment that she felt came from the guy had on a Ravenhead shirt. There was a quote on the shirt, and yeah.
What did they say?
I don't know. And now at school, some kids have started this whole anti-ATN thing, which is actually very supportive, but you know, it's...
Who was with her? Why was she out on the street? 6 near
Did you
Mama?
just ask me why she was on the street?
Yeah, I mean, you're telling me someone pushed our daughter
Pushed
or
by
whatever?
her. She was with
like,
her friends.
Where were you?
Where was I? Yeah. Wolf Hope. And I don't know, just maybe call your f***ing daughter.
Well, obviously, Jesus, Rava, Jesus, what kind of parent do you think I am? 6 continents, okay? I'm breaking my back, and it's all for them, okay? To make the world safe.
Okay, dude. The grand delusions are back.
Delusions of grandeur.
Yeah. The grand delusions. The delusions of grandeur, yes.
The grand illusions are back.
All right, Jabby. We're going to dictionary.com this.
What?
Dictionary.com.
Expletive.
Well, here he is.
Hey.
Kendall
Morning.
Plus.
Morning, sorry I'm late.
Hey.
The man who's going to lead us to eternal life. Waste
Right.
our Jesus. You seen the polling today?
The exciting part is in the top line. In Alaska, I'm exploding. 4, 5, 6%.
Wow.
I hereby convene this funeral management committee. I've sent the materials, and I assume you've familiarized yourselves. We're saying yes to all Marsha's wishes, then all your ideas, Pop's requirements. We really want a tight 90, and the central question is, who's going to speak?
Oh, what? In front of the most powerful political, cultural, business interests in the world?
I mean, I'm easy. Right, I can speak about Dad.
What, your usual malign influence material?
Ow. I could do it.
Oh.
Okay, will you have a think? I'm jumping on the digital battle bus. Tailgate party, we nail it down, yeah? Okay, sure. Bye-bye.
All right, good luck.
Like,
I love that they just give Connor this little job of like, handle the funeral.
We were actually wondering about us politically inviting Nate.
Yeah, sure, fine.
She's got to run it by Tom, though, right?
All right, see you
See you
tonight.
tonight.
At least we'll give him a heads up.
Hey, Lucas. Yeah, listen. So they're gonna go regulatory.
Wow.
So I am telling you that you need to be there too.
She's enjoying the power.
In order to drastically reduce costs and a very difficult decision to restructure the ATN operation internationally has been taken in order to protect the future of the business. After seriously considering all available options. But if you're on this call, this is confirmation that you are part of the unlucky group who are having their contract terminated with immediate effect. And I thank you for your time today and your service to Waystar Royco. Goodbye.
End chat. Wow.
That's a very regular practice.
Welcome. Welcome. All right. Who we got here? Carly Flight. Thanks to my sis for hosting. Thank you, sis. But yeah, you know, we didn't know what to do this year. Mr. Madsen, how are you? Welcome.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, he could cut the tension with a knife.
You know, my dad loved you all. We love you all. So let's have some fun. Let the games begin.
Dad invited him, actually, and he emailed a yes like 4 minutes before walking in.
4? Okay,
Yeah.
well, do we just throw him out then?
But I don't think we can afford to be seen treating him as the enemy.
I think we hang tough. Yeah? Just stick to the plan, regulatory, you know, these assholes in here are assholes.
Man, but what's this fucking game? Like,
They don't even know that she's playing them.
Well, how do you want to play?
Honestly, there's too much peanut butter between us. Can you stick close?
Yeah, you're about to purchase some of the most prized cultural assets and political communication channels in America, and you need to prepare the ground, because otherwise your many fucking enemies will portray you as some jerk Alcoda from Gothenburg. Okay?
Right, Ebba? You remember Ebba?
Hi, yeah, good to see you again. How are you?
You too.
What? Dang, she's there too.
Who cares? He brought the whole
Who
entourage.
cares? Yeah.
But she's the one that he's got drama with. The blood, right?
Yeah.
The only PR person in the world who hates talking to people.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't love parties, but I'm good.
Whereas I love them.
Look, dude, I'm just gonna give you my rap straight. Okay? Is that okay? I think we could be really good for you guys. I'm talking major reset of the dialogue, which I am personally invested in. But that only happens if this deal goes away.
Pitching me.
No, I'm telling you, I think maybe Siphius might have a word to say about Madsen's, you know, extreme political positions and fucking Holocaust jokes.
Sure, so what?
So, you guys come out for regulation pretty soon, and we give you a better ride in the first 100 days.
Let me check in.
Cool. All right. Love it. Would love to get laid.
This is so intense. Just like the trying to, you know, convince people.
All these backdoor talks.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've hit the A team, and so now I think we should build your profile with the op-ed narcissists and the Beltway psychos.
All right. Bang, bang, bang. I like this. I like this.
Did anybody hear this conversation?
I don't know.
I think I would like to ask the question, not that I don't love heaving you around like a great lump of pine and making you shine, but what have you done for me lately?
Ooh.
What do you want?
What do you want?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I really like talking to you. You can have whatever you want.
So if I was to move to actively engage in assisting you with the acquisition, then I would need to know that it leads to a very, very, very significant role.
3 varies.
I know the company. I know everything. I know my way
CEO?
around. I'm collaborative. I have the name.
That's what she's wanted.
I'm hot shit and I'm ready to go. Okay?
Can I think?
No.
Okay. I would hate to lose you, so let's
Let's put a pin in it.
circle back in a bit. Okay?
Yeah, sure. Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. You are doing good out there, you know.
All right.
No matter who she tries to negotiate with, she can't get what she wants. It's
Yeah.
so interesting.
I gotta go.
You're going?
Yeah.
Okay, but we're good on the situation?
Daniel's people aren't too comfortable with me rubbing shoulders with you, and, apologies.
Okay, but I think there is something here. There's legitimate concerns. I mean, just tell Daniel, we can make primetime safe for you. I know you. I know who you are, my friend.
I don't know what you think this is. I'm not Gil. You're not Logan. That's a good thing. I'll see you.
That's coming back up a lot. It's like, you're not your dad. Don't try the same tactics.
Would you like to join us?
Would you like to fuck off?
Oh my God. I'm serious, I'll
Damn.
fire you.
He hates him.
I've seen him cut your balls 100 times. Yeah, it's a little bit boring.
Look at him. Sadistic face. He loves it. He loves being fired. I would like to fire Ebado. Yeah? Yeah.
But you can't. She knows too much.
I'm not saying you've done it on purpose, but it is quite interesting that you have sort of tenure.
I'm not sure if you're kidding, but I could help. I'd fire her if you want.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'd fire her right now.
This guy is about to fire my senior comms.
No hard
The
feelings.
jokes are funny. The jokes are very funny.
Why is he doing this? He's trying to like ruin his own reputation.
Yeah, we just wanted to say we sympathize with all the shit.
Well, I'll be out in February anyways. So.
Is that because of the sending you of, whatnots?
That's pretty much the least of his worries right now.
Okay, all right. Because
Uh-oh.
India, right. And I feel like I know this, but what are the details here with that?
The details? Oh yeah, I'm gonna give you all the
Exactly.
Can I have a smoke?
Roman handled that terribly.
I know.
That was not slick.
No.
Madsen has been peddling bundles of South Asian packing peanuts.
What? You mean like... Okay, so significant numbers?
Yeah, we think so.
I'm telling you, new money. You gotta hold those fresh bills to the light.
Uh-huh. Wow. Okay,
So many analogies in this show.
Yeah.
so what's happening with your numbers?
What numbers?
What numbers? Lucas.
In India,
Yeah.
we have, there's a little issue that we're looking into with subscriber numbers being bullshit. Well, not bullshit, but well, maybe we discovered a metrics error that has overstated our subs in India by quite a, like if there were 2 Indias, it would make sense.
You maybe discovered...
Oh, wow.
There isn't 2 Indias, there's only 1 India.
No,
and
yeah.
It's a long story, but it's like, it's an emerging market.
He's trying to make this sound smaller than it is when it's a catastrophic issue.
When are you addressing? Like, how are you handling?
I'm not gonna. I don't want some forum monkeys just shorting me. I don't like when people get into me. It's kind of funny though, isn't it? Right? I know it's pretty bad. I know it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
You can fix it though, right?
Wow.
Sure, I'll just build another f***ing India.
Love that. Build another India. Yeah, it's my girl.
Dang.
That's why you don't. God, he was he kept messing with that girl, and so she spilled all the beans.
Yeah. Don't shit where you eat.
You can stay up for just a little longer and say goodnight to people
Shiv,
together.
do you know what my day looks like tomorrow?
Tom, you're not
Like
going to
some-
be doing anything. You're just going to be looking for shiny foreheads. It's fine. You can stay for 45 minutes.
Whoa.
All the fun gossip that I've been hearing from everywhere at this party in my house is that I'm going to be shit-canned.
I got faith in you, man.
Always
Lots
been
of
a
faith.
loyal servant.
It's all right. Not helpful.
Yeah, that sucks.
That would be quite exhausting.
What's wrong with you?
I just really do need to get some sleep. I really do. I'm sorry. Can we just leave it there?
You're
please?
tired. I get it. You keep on f***ing saying, so yeah, you're tired.
Okay, I'm tired.
Maybe I've nailed myself to the Madsen cross, and he might turn out to be bullshit. He's erratic, and maybe he isn't real.
Shiv, he's real.
They have the same exact worry.
I might get blown up.
You'll be fine. You'll always be fine.
No, I am f***ing my family for this.
Yeah.
Have just walked all around all evening telling them all that I'm going to get fired. Should we have a real conversation?
With a scorpion?
That was
No.
a friendly thing.
Oh,
That was
yeah,
a friendly
sure.
thing.
You're real friendly.
Oh God, everything's coming up now.
I wonder if we shouldn't clear the air.
You wanna actually clear the air? Fine. You betrayed me.
You were going to see me get sent to fucking prison!
You're pathetic. You're a masochist and you can't even take it.
I think you are incapable of love. And I think you are maybe not a good person to have children.
Wow. Okay.
Well, that's not very nice to say, is it?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But you have hurt me more than you can possibly imagine.
You don't deserve me. And you never did. And everything came out of that.
Dang. Their windows must be so good because
they have
like
to
no
be.
one heard.
No, they have to be so that they don't.
Yeah.
So inside you don't hear any of the city.
I know you don't, and you don't hear the party at all because that was a lot.
I don't think the Gojo deal is in the best interests of the shareholders, and I would like to explore ways of blocking.
I don't want to hear it, Ken.
What if I told you his subs in India are significantly inflated? What if we run it all the way back?
Do I even want to know what that means?
We go reverse Viking. We pillage their village. Waystar acquires Gojo.
Wow.
Okay.
I did not see that coming. Isn't Waystar like 30 billion or 30 trillion in debt? Something crazy.
And we eat Madsen's lunch. Bigger than Dad ever was.
Roman and Shiv?
Yeah, I don't know. Part of my plans. I love him, but I'll need ballast. Are you with me?
What is ballast?
Not sure. You can dictionary.com that.
Or balance?
Ballast.
I heard
like
ballast also.
Yeah, I've seen it.
We're coming to the end of the episode.
That was a really, really ugly argument that they had.
Is he gonna get out of bed? You know,
I think that's it. They're done.
I like to think that God does this on purpose. Men and women just communicate differently. Why, God, why? I like to think it's deliberate because if it was easy, it would get boring. You need these hurdles and ups and downs so that you can appreciate the good. You have to have the bad to appreciate the good. If you and I have a conflict, right? And then you go and talk to your gal pals, it seems easy to get you. Bing, bang, boom, done.
What a dick.
If I go and talk to my guy friends, usually they understand what I'm saying, right? And so with the interaction in the heteronormative situation, like, how is there a conflict sometimes? It's just, you would think that two mature individuals who have lived on the planet long enough are able to communicate their thoughts and feelings in such a way that is clear, and both people will receive and deliver. Why is it so hard? Is the like, there's a reason why Friends was able to sustain this dynamic of tension between Ross and Rachel for 6 years. I know it was 10 seasons, but there was like 6 years before they got back together. So what I'm trying to say is like, that's real. It's difficult to talk sometimes. And why? Why is it so hard? Why, Mr. Anderson? Why do you persist? It's so frustrating. It's like triggering because it's so real. I've seen that in real life, in here, and out there a lot. And I'm like, why? Why is it so hard?
Because there's so much that like is underneath the surface, right? There's so much that hasn't properly been addressed, and maybe even if it has been addressed, it hasn't been resolved in here. When they're laying their cards on the table like that, when they're bringing all their grievances, and it's like, oh, okay, you said this thing? Yeah, well, you betrayed me. Well, maybe you shouldn't have married me anyway, and this, that, and the other, and everything comes out, and it's just like ugly and messy and gross and uncomfortable. And then it's like, well, where do we go from here? Is there reconciliation, or are we like, nah, we're done?
The other day, the guy who played Gollum, what's his name? Andy Serkis. He was in an interview with Tom Holland on one of those things where they take off the sticker to reveal the question. Andy Serkis said he'd been married 20-some plus years and never had a fight with his wife. I'm like, well, that seems odd. Is she like a mute? Like, how is it possible? The only thing I didn't like about that scene work was the distance they kept the entire time. They were on opposite sides of the balcony the entire time. That's the only thing I didn't like.
Why would they want to come close to each other in that moment?
Because even in real life, I get into bitch's face. I don't know.
If you're coming at me, if I'm feeling that way towards you, I don't want to stand next to you. I don't want to be close to you.
Yeah, let me see that. Let me see that. Let me just see that.
Like,
you know what I
stay
mean?
the F away from me.
Let me see that. That's
Otherwise,
what I'm saying.
I might push you off the balcony.
Okay. I think men tend to gorilla it up. You ever see the freak out behind the scenes of I Heart Huckabees where the director's like going around the set just yelling expletives repeatedly, repetitiously?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's just like throwing things, and it's like what a guy has to do because he's a gorilla inside. It's like it's part of our DNA, right? Maybe it's just not in Tom's DNA.
That's what I'm thinking.
Fine, then she should be doing it. One of them's got to be the masculine, and one of them has to be like, yo, back off. You know what I mean?
I don't think so. I'm gonna
Stop disagreeing with me, Achara.
I'm going to disagree with
No.
you on this one. I don't
I'm just
think
saying,
it's
like,
necessary.
it was just boring. It was boring in terms of the
Really?
in terms of the blocking.
Oh, okay.
The
'cause I thought-
dialogue. Let me finish. The dialogue was interesting. The fact that it was happening outside of the party was interesting. The fact that all this stuff was coming to the surface was interesting. I liked all of that. The ideas and the execution and the acting for the most part. I just didn't like the blocking. I thought the blocking was boring. There's so much space you can do stuff with, and you just did nothing with it. It was just boring to watch, especially considering all the things we've seen up to this point. I was like, yo, you could have done way more with that.
I think that everything else that was happening in the scene made it feel dynamic with all of the dialogue and everything that was coming to light and the jabs that they were taking at each other verbally and emotionally, that like I didn't really need to then also have it reflected physically as well.
If you look at it in terms of like a scale of 1 to 10, right?
Yeah.
It starts out like at a, let's say, 3, and he's like, I'm tired, and she's got this thing, she's worried, and what she's looking for is a fucking hug, and he's not giving it to her because he's in his own feelings. They're both quite selfish in that moment.
Exactly,
right?
and it's exactly what he said, that she's selfish, and I'm not done.
And so what happens is, very quickly it goes up to a 9, 10, and it just stays there for like the whole scene. It's just there the whole time, which granted is realistic, but because it lacks hills and valleys, because it's not this like slope, to get to there, most of this scene is just reverse of them at a 10 at each other. And maybe that's what we needed.
I mean, I thought it kind of gradually crescendoed up to a 10.
It crescendoed from a fucking 9.2 to a 10. I mean, it was basically up there the whole time. In my humble, inexperienced opinion with this kind of stuff, right? I mean, my experience is quite limited. The acting was still strong. I mean, it sounds like I'm totally taking a shit on this incredible scene work, this incredible acting, right?
Yeah, the acting was brilliant.
I
yeah.
100%. But I just wish they did more with the blocking.
Okay.
That's it.
I hear you.
I feel strongly about this, Kirk.
Okay, I will.
I'm also passionately frustrated with the situation because it's like a Ross and Rachel kind of thing. Like, y'all just worked it out. And now he's like yelling at her. 18 pages front and back. Like, come on. Like, you just worked it out.
I mean, it's realistic though. He's tired. The load up, if you want to use acting terminology, right? The moment before. He's at this party, which he is hosting. And basically everyone is shit talking him. And he's tired. Like, wouldn't you feel grumpy? I don't know if I'd be able to handle it. Although I don't think I would have kicked everyone out. I probably
You're asking
would,
me the question as if I disagree with you. I agree with you 100%.
Well, yeah, so it makes sense.
Which part makes sense?
The way he reacted. Like because there's
totally.
so much stuff going on that they just come out there and maybe they both just want to vent, or in Shiv's case, she really wants to vent. And it's like, no, okay, as my wife, you're not being supportive towards me. And then she's like, wait, as my husband or a friend or anyone, you're not being supportive towards me. And so they just kind of butt heads because they want something different in the situation. And then all of the underlying stuff just comes out and it escalates and explodes and makes this explosive scene that we just watched.
It's like two actors dating. It's like, because the highs are high and the lows are low. And the parts where they don't get each other is really bad.
Yeah.
The parts where they do get each other is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. It's crazy town. The reason why they're angry at each other is for the same exact reason. And only us with the omnipotent viewpoint as the audience can we see that.
Right.
But like, they're both angry at each other for being selfish and not hearing the other person.
Mm-hmm.
She thinks highly of herself. She's like, you don't deserve me.
That's a good thing. I don't know, you know, like, I mean, maybe it's nice to have some high self-esteem.
I was half expecting her to just come out and say, you know, by the way, I'm pregnant.
I know, me too. Like,
Yeah.
what's going on with that one? Maybe it is just one of those things that you said several episodes ago where you're like, maybe this will never come back. Maybe.
No, it will in the last episode.
You think so?
I think that's how you end it.
She was genuinely like really hurt.
Good.
If any time if a man says that to a woman, I feel like that's probably one of the worst things that you could say.
That you'd be a terrible mother?
Is that you'd be a terrible mother. I think
Some people need to hear it. Some people need to hear you'd be a terrible pops, you'd be a terrible mom.
it hurts though, even if it's true, you know, it hurts, especially if...
Well, the question is, like, why do you feel that way? What makes you say such awful things? Well, here's why. I mean, the first thing to do is ask a question. I understand you can't do that in the heat of the moment. I'm just saying, like, long term.
I mean, he was like, here's my ace card. Boom, you'd be a terrible mom. And she's like, you don't even know I'm carrying your child.
The only reason that hurts her as much as it does is because she's pregnant.
Probably.
And she's dealing with something that must be akin to whatever her mother experienced.
Yeah.
You know, having children and all that. And so the moment where they're all saying, you know, screw Tom as he's going to bed, it felt familiar, like kind of had that sort of vibe earlier somewhere in the show. It might have been around the time that Kendall was gonna supposedly go to jail. Like, I forget where. Well, Tom at some point was gonna go to jail. Like, that was a real fear for him. Between the two of them, I'm on Tom's side.
I know you are.
Yeah, between the two of them. With the bedroom scene in the last episode where he's like, look, you know, I like my watch, I like my clothes, and that is a factor. But I love you. These things are not mutually exclusive. They're both true at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, he's being honest. Like, that's the most honest I've seen him. The show reminds you that these people are awful because, like, there was the scene where they were firing all these underlings, for lack of a better word, these employees, and he's on the side doing the boo-hoo thing, and I'm like, this is exactly why, fuck all of you, you know, because you're all awful. This is exactly why it's so hard to have empathy for you people, because of that behavior right there.
And at this point, even Greg, you know, like, he has become influenced by hanging out with these people.
No.
You know?
No. He's always been this person. He's always been that guy.
But, like, he's so much worse now, I feel.
No, yeah, that's true. But
like,
he's always been that guy, though.
Okay, fine. Maybe I'm wrong. But, yeah, you're right.
You're not wrong. I'd say that we're both right. Like, he's always been that guy, and he's gotten worse.
He has gotten worse. He's gotten a lot worse. He's like he's a mini Tom now. You know,
Sure.
He's sucking up to everyone, and he's just kind of insufferable. But I mean, I like him still because he's fun. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's fun to watch.
Yeah.
He's entertaining with his just awkwardness. So, like, I always enjoy when Greg pops up on the screen, even though I'm like, Greg, go away. Do you know what I mean? Because he's like that annoying younger brother that secretly you love.
Sure. The revelation of the numbers being fake, it was fascinating to hear that information about India.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh, that makes so much more sense of the previous episode now. Like, why is he so desperate to acquire this company? He's trying to clean himself up.
Exactly. He's trying to get himself out of a precarious situation. Yeah, everything is just kind of precarious right now. Like, it's scary for everyone. And then now, you know, Shiv is freaking out because she's like, oh, dang, did I choose the wrong side again? There is no loyalty. Like, for a second, we thought that, oh, here was some unity between the siblings. And then at the end of the episode, Kendall's like, so we're having this, like, private conversation. And also, I'm not sure about my siblings now, and I don't think I want them to be a part of this.
His brother messed up when his brother naysayed him. The interesting thing here is, you know, going back to just the philosophy that all these characters share, everyone's just trying to survive, right? Or thrive in their own selfish way. But the more fascinating thing, I suppose, is that, especially between these two companies, one of them has a burning ship, and they see another thing they think is safety. But really, they both have burning ships.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
They both have planes that are set to crash. That's the fascinating thing.
And it's like, if we just throw enough money
Yeah.
at this, if we just buy this, we can just,
Well, Waystar
distract people.
Waystar has an absurd level of debt.
Mhm.
And the Swedish company has fake numbers. They're both bad. Why would you even want to buy that company at that point? Like,
I don't understand business. The cool thing about this show is that even though there's a lot of stuff going on that maybe goes over my head because, I didn't study business in school, I didn't study economics, this isn't something that I'm like generally very interested in. They've written it in such a way that you can kind of wrap your head around it and get into it with the characters.
There are
and stuff.
instances where it goes over my head. I mean,
yeah.
it's got a very, it's funny talking about him earlier, but it's got a very, I guess, Aaron Sorkin kind of vibe.
Uh-huh.
Where a lot of words and stuff are being thrown. I'm like, okay, it's a good 20% of this that I'm not fully understanding, but I understand that the characters understand it, and I have to make that good enough for me so I can keep moving forward here.
Mm-hmm.
That definitely happens. It's that the only thing is, and it's not necessarily a criticism against the show, but I will say that when I'm watching Aaron Sorkin, I feel less confused, even though I don't know what's being said sometimes. There's jargon being thrown back and forth in an Aaron Sorkin story, and I'm like, still on board somehow, even though I don't know what that means. Whereas here, there are instances where they're throwing jargon back and forth. I'm like, well, I'm just gonna accept the fact that I don't know what's happening for this minute. And then it'll connect eventually, I'm sure.
Yeah, like talking about connections though, it was fun to have Nate back as well after having him be gone for a while. It's like, like they just bring stuff back and it's like, oh yeah, remember that guy? And there's like so much history there.
Mm-hmm.
Like as soon as he steps in the room and then watching the effect that has on Tom where he's trying to be okay. He's like, yeah, I'm cool. I'm fine with it. Yeah, it's fine. You gotta do what you gotta do. Nate shows up and he's immediately just like trying to alpha him and like give him the crappy wine that he's been trying to peddle for the whole night, and then like he's just so visibly distraught and upset that he's there, but there's nothing he can do about it.
Well, I mean, the thing with Tom is he wears his heart on his sleeve. He can't.
Yeah, he's not good at.
He doesn't have a poker face.
Yeah. Shiv's got a pretty good poker face though, because
Yes.
all things considered, like her brothers don't seem to know that she's playing for the opposite team right now, but I guess it's only a matter of time.
She's not playing for the opposite team. She's playing both teams.
Sure.
She's always straddling the fence.
Yeah, that's very Shiv.
But that's what a lot of people are doing in this show. Like everyone doing the same move. That's the crazy part. The only one who doesn't seem to be straddling the fence is Roman. He seems to be in one direction, and everyone else is like, got their hand on every pot kind of thing,
Yeah, because even though Roman might be the one that, at least in the beginning, people might have been a little bit concerned about him and just like how he speaks and stuff, because he
seems immature.
He seems immature and
You
he's
know.
very non-PC, but actually he's a straight shooter.
Well,
more or
he's
less.
become that.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, he was straddling the line. I mean, right before his father passed away, he was
That's
on the,
true.
but now he's very much on board.
And he says what he feels, he goes up against freaking Lucas and tells him exactly how he feels, and then he does the same and fires people willy-nilly.
I feel like you have to be slightly sociopathic.
Perhaps, yeah.
And not only that, you have to like not be emotional. And so when you have cultivated that as your just way of breathing, is detaching yourself from being emotional, you act pretty fucking cold and do shitty things.
Well, I think also it might be because I was just thinking about what I said, and I was like, well, actually, Shiv has been in and around politics as her job for a while, whereas like her brothers haven't, because like Roman's not really like that, but he's kind of special in his own way. But she can navigate these kind of situations quite well because she's used to being around people in the political sphere where you kind of have to play by those rules, where you like smile and stab someone in the back.
Yeah, smile.
Or in the front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smile as you're murdering them. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
It is, even though I don't have empathy for the characters, like you kind of said a moment ago, it is a little bit frustrating or disheartening to see that they have no unity. They've never had unity, and the one instance that we saw it was quite fleeting. you know?
Yeah.
It almost feels like that 5-minute moment at the end of season 1 of Game of House of the Dragon when the king was like, please, you know, y'all could just get along. And everyone got along for all of 30 seconds. And it's like, that's what it felt like.
Yeah.
You know? But anyway, moving on. You guys, thanks so much for hanging. Hopefully you enjoyed that. I'm Jabby Kawai. This is
Achara Kirk.
Peace out.